Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Sunday, March the 25th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading, the weekly open and gap. Before we get to it, of course, we'll look at money and risk management. Hopefully, you've been employing it this month, and if not, maybe you'll start doing it this week. It's the difference that makes the difference. Oh, let's see. I was messing around, but let me put the charts back where they belong here. Okay, dollar Canadian. As you can see, it gapped down 8 pips. Most of the gaps have filled. We've got a huge gap here. Pound New Zealand. Something to keep your eye on later during the week. Or maybe even today. Let's look at the daily. As we can see, we're in that wick zone here. It's still early. As you can see, there's a few pairs have some nice range. That pound New Zealand, pound yen, nice ranges so far. About 2.5 hours into trading. Looking at the buy zone once again, this isn't really the pair to trade during that opening here at the New Zealand Australian Open. We need to wait later in the day. And as you can see, we don't really have a rat zone. There's not enough, only 15 pips. There's not enough movement, so we don't focus on that trade now. But we can look at, let's see, guess we need some more space on the chart here. We see the pivot. We see the open. It's already hit it once. Zigzag through, so that trade wasn't much of a trade. I think it was only 1 pip difference there. So there really wasn't much to be had on that particular trade today. We can see the weekly pivots here. That's a target. And we can see the monthly open is here. That's a possible target. Price action. Pretty much it is what it is. Once again, taking short at the line with the H1 candle color. You can just pound out the pips. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you get a little. In fact, I'm reading a book, the book by Annie Duke, something bets. I can't even remember the name of the book at the moment. But it's really something that I'll go through later after when I do a book review. About our minds. And, when we win, we think we're great. When we lose, we attribute it to bad luck. But then when the other person wins, we say they had good luck. And when they lose, well, hey, that was their fault. They just didn't have any skill. And it's kind of interesting how people do that. I guess that's part of human nature to save our ego because, we want to feel good about ourselves. Everybody does. So it's amazing the tricks the mind will play on us. So if you take the trade at the line and you win, is that skill? Is that luck? And as she points out in the book, you see, sometimes it's not a black or white and either exclusive or. Sometimes it's a shade of gray. Maybe it's 50% luck, maybe it's 50% skill. I mean, in this particular case, my opinion has always been when you win in trading, that's luck because you cannot control the outcome. So it doesn't matter if I were to take this trade or a newbie was to take this trade. We take that trade at the line. Maybe I've got decades of experience, but I can't force this win. If we execute the same, we're pretty much going to have the same results. I mean, maybe there might be a difference from broker to broker, but, we're only talking a pip. But the point is, I can't execute this in such a way that I can guarantee a win. Whereas if the newbie executes that exact same trade, he can't. That's just not trading. That's not the nature of trading. So that's just something to keep in mind. As I've stated before, the skill is executing the trade when you're supposed to, not late, not early, but on time. And you take the trade, you're present, you're there, you don't miss it, because the one you miss might be the one that makes your day, week, or month. And we can look at the 5 lines here. As we can see, we had some price action around the previous day's midpoint, and it punched through that line once again for a win. Maybe it's only a few pips, but a win is a win nonetheless. In fact, that was what, 73 low, 80. So that would have been somewhere between 5-7 pip win right there. Nothing to thumb your nose at all. And here we're looking at the wick zone once again. Huge wick zone here. Will price make it out of that wick zone? We'll just have to wait and see. And the holo setup, once again, early in the day, not much to look at there. Price action here on the tick chart. You can see price. The bid came above the valley of the ask. And there you go. Valley of the Ask. That almost sounds like a good trading book or some good title for a trading book. Play on Valley of the Dolls. I'll have to think that one through. Kind of like that. But fellow traders, I mean, that's pretty much it. Trying to think. I don't really remember any questions. If I forgot, let me know and I'll get to them tomorrow. Let's see, it's the last week of the month. I hope you guys are having a really good month. And if you are, whatever you do, don't blow it this week. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get greedy. Don't overtrade. If you hit your monthly goal, you might even want to just slow down and really focus on your trading and picking those best trades. You don't have to take just any trade, but really focus. And in that book, what Annie Duke was saying, another thing is when you win, don't gloat, don't think that you're great, don't pat yourself on the back. If anything, pick that trade apart and see if there was anything you could have possibly done better. See if there was a mistake you made, but you just got lucky and made money anyway. It's a whole different way of looking at things, but that's how you improve. You improve by reducing your mistakes. You don't improve, by giving yourself a pat on the back and toot your own horn. So, and that's one of the reasons why, all these people want me to show this and show that. And I go, no, I don't have to. I'm not playing your game. And speaking of which, playing games, I think I might have told you guys I'm running for my county commissioner here. That's going to be very interesting. Maybe I'll have to show you. You're probably familiar with the story Horton Here's a Who. Well, I'm running my campaign under the banner Horton Hears From You. And also, I'm also going to have a call-in talk radio show. I think the first broadcast is going to be on May the 2nd, and I'll keep you guys apprised of that. It's on KBOG, KBOG, and the website's kbog.org. And this is going to be talk radio, call in for the people here in my little hometown. Actually, it's not my hometown, it's where I live. Um, but, you know, anything that affects us, whether it's local, countywide, statewide, you know, countrywide or worldwide, things that affect us. Um, but you can it's gonna go out over the FM, and it's also gonna stream live over the internet. So you guys can tune in and listen if you want. Anyway, enough of that. Just remember, fellow traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. The Rumpled One. Ready to drain the banks this week.